Hello friends, now today I stand before you to tell you the secret of scoring very high marks in your Ielts Toefl and Oet or OET. You know the full form, I suppose. International English Language Testing System. That is an acronym, means a word formed by putting together initials of a group of words. International English Language Testing System. Test of English as a foreign language. Occupational English test. So these are acronyms. Like WHO, no? WHO, World Health Organization. WHO? WHO, you say no? You say WHO. Isn't it? UNESCO. These acronyms are always spelled capital letters. Always. Because they each letter stands for a word. Therefore, you always spell it in capital letters. Understand? Now, what I would like to share with you today is a huge secret. All of you, have you got any plans to take Ielts Toefl or Oet? Or are you now preparing for it? Then this video is a must for you. Because I am going to tell you something that probably nobody else has told you so far. Or some of you might have heard it, but not in the way that I am going to tell you. And what is it? And that is, think in English and get high score in your international English language testing. So my dear friends, you can see now there are how many skills are tested in these international testing systems. 4 skills related to language. They are listening skill, whether you can listen and answer some questions. Second is speaking skill, whether you can speak. You are given a topic, say 1 minute, 2 minutes or so. So you have to speak for 2 minutes. What's called speak prompt. A prompt is given to you. See, or you are asked to speak face to face with your examiner, an interview. So that is speaking skill. Then third is writing skill, whether you can write an essay, a paragraph, or you can describe something, or a chart is given, describe that chart. And the fourth skill is reading. You can read and understand things. So 4 skills. What do you call LSWR? LSWR. That is listening, speaking, writing and reading. And for all these skills, you can see there are training centers, teaching shops. There are a variety of training programs given online. See, then voice-over speaking. Then what else? You have got schools giving training for this. Now some universities have started giving training for these skills. But there is a skill for which no training is given. It's not given anywhere so far, I think. See, here you can see, for these skills, to acquire these skills, you have to spend a lot of money. You have to travel sometimes to a faraway place from your village or town. You will have to take a lodge or live in a hostel. See? And then huge amounts these people will take from you by way of fees or tuition fees. There are tutorials. So you have to suffer a lot, no? You have to travel, you have to stay away from your place, a place far away sometimes. See, if you are living in a village, you have to go to a town for this. And you have to spend a lot of money on this. And you have to, when you are living away from your home, your family, that privations that you are suffering. See that? Now, without suffering any of these any of these troubles, that is traveling, paying a lot of money and all those things, you can acquire a skill which is the source of all these 4 skills. That is the thing. Provided you eat a tablet. What is the tablet, you know? Name of the tablet? The name of the tablet is desire. This is the tablet. If you eat this tablet, if you have this tablet with you, desire tablet, then you can acquire all these 4 skills without undergoing any of the troubles, any of the problems that I have just listed. Did you get the point? Desire. You must have the desire. Yes. Now let's see why, which is. So because all these 4 skills, for all these 4 skills you have got a source. And that source is, that mantra is think in English. And what is thinking in English? What does it mean? It means forming ideas or concepts about things directly in English without the help of your mother tongue. You know, you are familiar with these words now, L1 and L2. What is L1 and what is L2? L1 means language 1, that is mother tongue. L2 means language 2, that is your second language. Now most of us who are taking these tests, for them their L1 or mother tongue, L1, your mother tongue may be Hindi, or it can be French, it can be German, or it can be Japanese, Chinese, or Tamil, Punjabi, Malayalam, or any of these things. That is our L1. That is our language 1, or what do you call language 1? Mother tongue. And what is L2? The second language that you are learning. What is our second language? At least in the British Commonwealth countries, the second language is English, isn't it? Now, most of us, 99.9% of people who have their L1 and then learning L2, what do? You know, their thinking process is like this. You form your concepts or ideas first in your L1 or mother tongue and then translate that into English. This is the obstacle, you can say, translation from L1 to L2. This must be stopped. That's only habit. You can get rid of it. There are many people, alcoholics, they get rid of it. That's a habit. But because they have got this, they eat this tablet called a desire. You understand? Many people, chain smokers, I know. They get rid of it. Why? Because they have got this desire. They eat the desire tablet before meals, after meals, at noon, evening, and at bed. If you do this, you can get rid of any habits. Yes, not only this. So this is a habit we have formed over the years, that is translating from L1 to L2. You must stop this. Stop translating. Instead, form concepts and ideas, your mental process now. You conduct or do directly in English. See that? So that is step 1. To acquire 9.5, 9, 8.5, 7, 7.5, 6, 6.5 band score, no? In English, International English Language Testing Systems. Understand? It's very simple. Start thinking like this. If you have got 100 English words, see, anyhow, all those people who are going to take international testing systems, at least they have their minimum qualification +2 level. They must be having, I tell you, when even a person who has studied all his lessons in his mother tongue and learned English as a second language, he will have, by the time he completes his +2, he will have minimum 50,000 words in his stock. 50,000 words. These 50,000 words are more than enough to think about anything under the sky. In this world, you can think about the other world. God, angels, devils, you see, you can connect them and start thinking. Therefore, a person who has completed, not even passed as +2, he will have minimum 50,000 words to his credit. And with this, he can easily start thinking in English. But as I told you, you must have this tablet called a desire. It is, you cannot buy it from any shop. It is there in your mind. It is there within you. This power is within you. You have to use it, that's all. I hope you understand. Okay? You are grown-up people now. Yes. So then what happens? Step 1. Stop translating from language 1 to language 2. Then what do you do? Direct. No indirect, direct. Directly process with the data that you come across, all those events and explosions, hartals, then agitations and birthdays, pleasant things, unpleasant things. You are thinking about your friends, about your enemies, forgiving them. Yes, you can directly process this data in your mind in English. What is the advantage? There are 2 great advantages. One, don't bother about mistakes because nobody knows what you are thinking. So no inhibition. Second, what is the second great advantage? The second great advantage is all those words which are in your stored in your hard disk will appear in the monitor when you click this mouse called thinking in English. I have already told you 50,000 words. They are all lying useless. You are not using them. They are lying dormant, sleeping. They are sleeping. But when you start clicking, that is your mouse is thinking in English, this desire. These words will come one after another and you can see them on your monitor. So, what happens when you think in English? All those words which were hiding in your mind or behind the screen, they will come up and start acting, become active. You know the famous law, Lamarckian law. What is that? That is use or disuse. If you don't use a thing, that will simply disappear. Your ability, this movement. Suppose for use it or lose it, that is the thing. Suppose some fracture, there is plaster, you have to keep your hand like this for 30 days. And the plaster is removed, still your hand will be like this. Why? Because you have not been using it. And then a physiotherapist has to come and slowly do like this. After 30 days, 40 days, you like it. So this is the law. Use it or lose it. This you can apply to your language also. Got the point? So thinking in English has got this great advantage of what is that? Bringing on your computer screen all those words which are stored in your hard disk. It's very, very important. It can be a two-word idea. Good morning, good flower, good person, bad person, clever person. Like that you can start. Need not be a sentence. It can be like that. You got the point? Yes. So then, first, stop translation. Second, direct. Process everything directly in English. And I will give you some tips for this. Now what you do is, you have got, you can use past, present and future. Future. Now past, remembering in English. Lot of things are there. From your LKG days onwards, thousands of events. You sit down 5 minutes, somewhere for 5 minutes and just remember this thing. Every day, regularly, only 5 minutes. Or you are traveling by bus, just remember this thing. Or you are waiting in the railway station. And normally, you get plenty of time waiting, and so you can remember many things, isn't it? So remember your school days, your best friend, your problems that you faced, the problem that how you solved it, problem solved, how you solved the problems. Like that you have got, what I must say, thousands of topics when you start thinking. That is about your past life. Now present. You see something, then you react to that in your mind. You see children running. Children are running. You see a train rushing to the station. The train is rushing to the station. Think, don't say loudly. People will misunderstand you. Therefore, don't say anything loudly. If the train, the train is rushing, don't do that. That is not a good idea. Yes. Then what do you do? You see that some people are hiring a taxi. So they are hiring a taxi. How many taxis are here? Uber taxi. You can think about Uber taxi. Think about auto rickshaw. And then think about the life of that auto rickshaw driver. Or think like that, lot of things now. See the blue sky. What a clear sky. Rainy day. It is raining. How will I get out of this place if it is raining? Like that. This kind of lots of things you can say. Or you can pray for 1 minute. Oh God, help me. In English. See that person. Then future, plenty. Daydreaming, planning for the future. Problem solving, you have a problem. You are going for an interview, practice that interview. See? You are hunting for a job, you experience your experiences. What are you going to face? The problems that you are planning a picnic. Many things are there. Like this. Or to be a bit serious, if you want to be a bit serious, every morning get up for 3 minutes and meditate on this world, metaphysics, celestial, heavenly, how God created you, what may be the name of God, what is the nature of God, why God created me, why God created me here in Punjab or in Kerala or in Madras, why God gave me parents like this, good parents. Think of your uncle, aunts. So pray for them. 5 minutes, but you should do it regularly, that's the thing. So all your processes, thousands of mental processes are there. Every day you are doing this. Actually, I am only asking you to use your time wasted by you for thinking in English. Like traveling by a bus, waiting for a bus, waiting in the bus stand, waiting in the railway station, or waiting in the aerodrome. See? Like that. Plenty. Provided you have this. Understand? What happens, it will work 1 day. You just start doing this for, but I must say, 30 days, regularly. And then you write to me. See that? You contact me and tell me what is the rate of the improvement that you have achieved. Wonderful, actually, wonderful. Then, even without going for this LSWR business, LSWR will come automatically to you. 3 months of English thinking, it will be 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, rest of your life. And you will speak English like a native person. So people say, no, in England, even beggars speak English. Why? Why? You see, if you are born in Punjab, everybody speaks Punjabi there. Speaks Punjabi there. Why? Because they think in Punjabi. That's all. If you are L1 Hindi, everybody speaks Hindi. Even those people who have never seen the corridor of a school or a classroom, they speak Hindi. Why? Because they think in Hindi. So fluently they think. See that? Then another trick I will tell you. Another trigger. And what is that, You start imagining, if I were, dash. Say like this. If I were a lion, if I were a tiger, if I were a leader, if I were the prime minister, if I were a happy man, if I were an unhappy man, if I were in England, if I were in America, if I were. Just go on thinking. What will happen, You know what will happen? All your dormant nerve endings will come alive. And there is, a new change that is happening to our brain when it remains active is neuroplasty. I don't know much about that. The other days, one of my friends told me. Even if some nerves of your brain, some part of your brain is slowly dying, then you can revive it by thinking. And that is called, and then new neurons will start developing. And this is called neuroplasty, a process called neuroplasty. I don't know, you have to get in touch with a doctor. This, I think a zoology, a teacher, one of my friends, a zoology professor told me this. Whether it is true, anyway you remain active. This is, in a way, this will prevent you to, if you are, say, a person past, say you are crossed over to 50s or 60s, 65 and all those things, You can prevent Alzheimer's by thinking like this. Of course, after 60, 65, you are not taking a test like this. Some people are going, abroad. You can take this test also. Even if you are not taking this test, you can do this exercise as a preventive step to the onset of Alzheimer's. So it has got great advantages. So the source of all skills is thinking in English. And I think I have amply explained to you what is thinking in English, what you have to stop, what you have to start. See? Then what is the process? How can you do this? Past, present, future. A trigger, if I were. I think this. Try this for 6 months. Or suppose you are going to join this LSWR course, tutorial. Say from now, this is December, January, February, March. This 4 months you think in English and then go for this. It will become very easy for you. So try this. Are you going to take seriously this Ielts and Toefl and OET? Yes? Then this video and what I have told you is the most important lesson for you. Try this and then get in touch with me, Prof.Thomas Mathew at gmail.com. Okay, we will see, we will interact more on this after some time. For the time being, it's enough, I think. Enjoy your life. Have a nice day. I am using this remote to stop this. Okay.